Tell it to the frogs. Episode 3, season 1 of The Walking Dead. We have reunions, near reunions, hands flying about, and wife beaters in this episode.
I found them. 9 season time skip there. I mean, that dialogue would have made more sense in this episode, I think, than fucking 15 years down the line. But yeah, no spoilers.
Didn't really get that whole thing for Rick, to be honest. I found him. No, you didn't.
Well, he found them in this episode, so
I really did.
Kick off. They're in the camp.
Well, we kick off. Merle's on the roof.
Oh well, yeah, we kick off with Merle first.
He's going insane. But like, how long is this? Are we supposed to believe this is the same timeline as they get back to the camp, or is it a bit longer? But then they go searching for him straight, like the day after.
I think this is a couple of hours after they've left him.
Would you really be going like the way he is after a couple of hours?
Fuck off. You'd probably be going like that in his T-Dog went down the stairs, mate. What are you talking about?
But Merle's supposed to be this badass, and he's fucking talking about some bar fight he was in or something.
He's probably hallucinating the heat, sunstroke. See, this is the thing, right? You actually don't...
I walk about in the heat all day.
That's... Fuck off. It's the warmest day over here is like the coldest day in America, mate. Plus he's on the rooftop fucking right... You know what I mean? Oh, the rays are just coming down and fucking killing him.
The Razor? What, the Razor Ramon?
No, the rays, mate.
All
the
right,
sun rays. So he's probably, losing the plot here. 1 minute he's...
He was probably up on the roof sniping the whole time, fuck's sake. Now he's alright with a hand guy, he's fucking bald.
Plus he was on drugs as well, so it could be a mixture of the two causing him to...
relapse.
Alright. 1 minute he's contemplating, begging, asking God for forgiveness. He's talking about, I know I deserve this. I've sinned. I've been bad. Then the next minute it's like, fuck you, God. I ain't gonna beg you now. So he doesn't beg God. He manages to reach over, get his belt, throws it a couple of times, and he managed to latch on to a trusty old saw. Whose saw is this? Is this who's that old guy?
Jigsaw's.
Is this Dale's saw?
Oh wait, no. Dale. It is Dale's saw. It's his toolbox. He's a wee bit salty about later on. We'll get there later on though.
Yeah, so Merle grabs the belt around the saw and then we're into the episode. You got. Well, what have you got?
We've basically got Glenn arriving. Dale can see it. But see, at this point, things in the camp are alright.
Everything's hunky.
Everything between Shane and Laurie is alright, but they go down south for here. But we have Morales discussing with Rick that everyone will be fine with Merle not coming back. Then there's like a 4-second pause.
Apart from maybe Daryl.
Tonight.
Then there's another 4-second pause. His brother. Why not just say, apart from his brother, I don't think anyone will mind.
Yeah,
the only person you need to worry about is his brother Daryl.
Like Rick, as soon as he says that, Rick's probably like, oh, it's alright then.
It would be his brother Daryl. It wouldn't be Daryl. His brother. Unless they're trying to create a bit of tension, it's like... But, I mean, come on.
TV shows need to do this where it's natural. This is unnatural.
Yeah,
It's just... I mean, we're 3 episodes down, and it's done this on numerous occasions.
If you mess with me, you mess with my if you mess with me, you mess with Steven, my brother.
That guy.
It would be like, if you mess with me, you mess with my brother Steven. It wouldn't...
And then
it made no sense.
We also get another scene like this. Glenn shows up, right? Then they start joking about, right? Blah, blah, blah. Like, why didn't Glenn just get out the car and get in the truck, like, miles after they got out of Atlanta? I don't know, right?
Yeah, but instead Glenn brings... Well, I get he wanted the car, but I mean, he did have the siren blasting the entire time. Yeah. They get there, he pops out, Shane's pissed off, he's like, get that hood up. He puts it up, then the mechanic Jim comes and hits something, and all of a sudden the alarm goes off.
He pulls the battery out.
Shane ridicules Glenn, says that you could
got a cool car.
He's a cool car, but he says that you could have led them to us, the noise. Dale kind of disagrees with Shane, but then Shane gives Dale a wee look, and then Shane's like, well, Glenn, you need to be more careful next time.
No, but Dale's like, I don't think any of them heard. Well, unless they travel at the speed of fucking Japanese bullet trains, they're not going to be at you. I mean, like, what the fuck? And see the walker we see later on this episode could be here because of that.
Yeah, I know, but like, true, if they're not shooting guns though, because of the sound, then she couldn't his alarm, which was pretty fucking loud, like, couldn't that?
Yeah. But then back to also unnatural things, right? So everyone's reuniting with their families and Carl's getting sad, right? I get this. It could be but he shouldn't be waiting for it. It's not like they went on a mission and he knew that there was an extra man with him.
Yeah, no, it was pretty much when they said, oh, Dad, you're home. Morales' kids, like, I guess Carl, got a bit sad that he wasn't saying to his dad, but... I mean, yeah, I guess. Carl starts crying, Rick gets out the car, Morales is like, yeah, let's meet the rest of the crew. Next minute, Rick looks up, Shane looks down. Shane sees Rick, he's like, what the fuck is this? Rick looks up at his family. Carl runs down
Daddy
into the arms of Rick. They hug.
Then Laurie comes over looking like, I saw a ghost.
And that's pretty much this wee part of the.
And Shane's
That's
looking clinically depressed, but kind of like not happy. It's like, whoa, what the fuck?
I wouldn't say. I think he was in pure shock.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one that was there, like, and I mean, and I'm pretty sure we do get flashbacks to show it, but. I
See,
mean, he only get
see,
Shane
looking
was
back
dead.
on this, right? It is a good moment, right? But I feel like, did Rick really need to meet them at the start of episode 3? I'm thinking it like, did he?
Yeah, it could have dragged it a bit longer, like, I mean,
This could have been the fucking finale.
I don't see why not, to be honest. I think you could have.
Like, you could realistically could have had Rick go back to get Merle, and he couldn't interact with these. It's like they could have like Shane, Laurie, and Carl could have been doing the whole frog thing, or you know what I mean, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then.
But then again, maybe they wanted to say, "Oh, you're just back and you're leaving us again." You know.
I get that, but like I like Rick because he takes responsibility about that. But we'll get to that later. But then they have the night.
See, Rick, he in season 1 he's likable. But he's not like an entertaining character.
He's a boring bastard.
Yeah, he is that. But I mean, I think he's likable in the sense that I think he's like a man of honor and stuff like this. He's definitely somebody you'd want. You'd want him in your group. You just wouldn't want to be stuck in a conversation with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and later that night, guys, as they're in the campfire, they're discussing what they're going to say to Daryl. They think, tell the truth, not tell the truth. Dale basically buries both ideas. Like, Dale, you're just a fucking...
Alright, Dale, what idea? What's your idea then, Dale?
I know, he literally buried everything.
Leave the campsite before Daryl gets back? I mean...
I think he's current about his fucking toolbox.
Rick says that he's internally grateful to Shane.
But that's it.
I mean...
And the delivery says not there. It's like, yeah.
Thank you, man, for
it's
protecting
like,
my family.
Oh, my parcel came.
Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for opening the door.
Thanks for opening the door. You could have delivered it first class, but second class all day.
And that was pretty much it there. There was nothing groundbreaking at the campfire, was
there? The family go to bed and Shane's watching them as he cries a wee bit.
Doesn't cry. Are you burying the guy?
Was he not?
No.
Pretty sure he was. He looked upset, like. He was upset. He was near greeting. We'll accept that near greeting.
Maybe near greeting. Near beating. We get up the next day.
Daryl, Walker in the camp. Eating a deer just
Walker,
outside the camp.
Carl starts crying.
Like a fucking shite.
They go in, Shane, Rick, T-Dog, Jim, and Dale. And
everyone apart from Daryl.
And that wife beater.
Is he there?
No, I'm saying everyone apart from Daryl and that wife beater.
Is he not fucking useless, like?
Yeah, what is he doing apart from Ed? What's he doing apart from literally sit around and smoke?
Which Andrea buries him on later on, but we'll get to that. Daryl, though, puts 2 arrows in this deer. But where is Daryl at this point? Oh, I've been chasing this deer for miles.
Yeah,
well, you're fucking miles behind it, mate. Where'd you shoot it from?
Do you know what I mean? This is why the start of these zombie apocalypse are interesting, right? Because walkers are like a massive threat, and it took 6. Now, I'm not saying one of them. I'm not saying like a Shane or Rick couldn't have killed it on their own, but I mean, it did take 6 of them to put it down. Whereas, see in like season 10, I mean, you'd expect one person to put down 6 walkers. So see they were bringing out these new spin-offs and it's already 15, 20 years into the apocalypse. I've got no interest in seeing these. I like to see the beginning and characters progress. I mean, I don't want to see a new series start and you're already 20 years into it.
Yeah. No one wants to see it. Especially, like, if you look at people in season 10, right? There's already been like 15 years, like you're saying, 20 years. Where can they go?
Yeah, you've already seen it.
I mean, at least you could say with Negan, if they did one with him after the time skip where he'd just been in jail, that's a bit intriguing. But he's already been out of jail. Yeah, I mean, we haven't got that far. We didn't watch that far.
In 15 years, you've already developed, didn't you? So I mean, what can you?
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid, but we got a good introduction from Daryl here. Guy was actually entertaining back in the day.
But like you go from Rick in season 1 to this nice guy, and then by the end of season 2, he's like, I killed him. Oh shit, no spoilers. But you get into like Rick Tater shit. It's like. If you start a series 15 years, you've missed all that. You can't do that. In 15 years, in this apocalypse, you're in that time period, you're already going to morph into your like final form. You know what I mean?
That word that you're looking for. But I like the introduction of Daryl here.
He's like, oh damn, this nasty son of a bitch took a bite out of it, and he's like, can we cut around this? And,
you gotta shoot in the head, people. What are you,
like,
dumb?
Yeah, because they cut the head off, but then. I thought cutting the head off was actually alright, but apparently not. So
no, you have to hit it in the.
So
I know,
but but they have said decapitate it. I think a few times kills them.
Yeah, but you could probably do it in a way where it hits the brain. I know what you mean, but if you decapitate them,
or maybe because you decapitate them, the head normally flies off and you don't see it.
They are look like for the head, the fucking head, but you can bite your nose off or something like a dog.
I know,
Isn't it? But But yeah, Shane then steps up. I guess he is group leader. He steps up, says that Merle's left in Atlanta. Then Rick steps in. He's like, "Yeah, I put him there." Daryl's like,
T-Dogs, yeah.
"Who are you?" I'm Rick Grimes. Like, fuck off.
As if that means anything to fucking
He's not. He's
Daryl.
not the Rock.
Look, unless Daryl's meeting a fucking 14-year-old and the guy turns around and says, "Who are you?" I'm Chris Hansen. You know, unless that's the scenario, what does the name Rick Grimes mean to Daryl?
I know.
Unless it's my name's Chris Hansen, then that's a game changer.
The only people who know Rick by his full name are Laurie,
Shane, and Carl.
and maybe he may have mentioned it to the people on the roof, but only because he fucking met them.
Like, does he expect Daryl to be? Oh, that's all right. Then never mind.
That's
Never
all
mind. Handcuffing Merle. You're Rick Grimes.
I'm
You're
go-
officer friendly.
He could have said, "I'm go fuck yourself." He could have said something funny, like, but not like the deliveries. He could have said like really witty. It was like as serious as shit gets.
Yes. Then he comes at Rick. Shane charges into him, hits him against the RV.
Chokehold.
Pulls out a knife. He swings it. Rick kind of pushes the knife away. Shane jumps on Daryl, gets him in a chokehold. Daryl's like, chokeholds are illegal. Shane tells him to file a complaint, and then Rick just takes over and boards him. He's like, "I want to talk to you nice and peacefully, Daryl."
Then T-Dog steps in. "I'm involved too, man. I lost the key." He's like, "You couldn't pick it
I
up."
dropped the key. You couldn't pick it up, you son of a bitch. You fucking... I can't say the words that Daryl would say, but I mean, that's pish. That's what's pish, right? You can't even make fun of you can't even see in 2020. We probably can, but it's not worth the risk.
I quoted Merle, to be fair.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? We can't even say something that Daryl would say and make it entertaining. Do you know what I mean? Or else they'll get people fucking reporting you. But anyway, calls him a nasty word beginning with N. No, nasty, and then
The nasty boys.
So yeah, then Daryl's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go back, get him back. We're gonna go and get Merle back." Rick, he says, "Where is he?" And then Laurie says, "Oh, he'll show you. He'll do one better. He'll show you where he is." Rick then says that he's going back.
See, actually, when I heard it there, I thought, "Oh, she's just saying that because Rick will help," but she's doing it in a fucking cheeky way.
Aye.
So it's Rick will leave us again. Oh, don't worry.
Rick,
about
how dare you do the right thing and go try to rescue a guy that you don't want to fucking die a horrible death on top of the roof?
Rick saying like, shit, gotta sweeten the deal. All right, there's guns there.
Fuck. You know what? I'll say what I want, right? So people say it's sexism, right? It's fucking see in these scenarios, it is men that would actually risk their life to go and save people. Women wouldn't do shit. I mean, they would maybe be willing to try and rescue their own child, but I mean, overall, see the way Rick in this show would go back. I mean, you didn't see any of the women in it, making it. Fuck, see, even if it was Andrea trapped on the roof, I bet you Amy wouldn't be going back. I don't think she would.
Would she fuck?
She would just expect the guys to go and rescue her.
I know. It's embarrassing.
I mean, that's actually the way it is, but for some reason, all men get,
But don't worry, guys.
Toxic masculinity.
Laurie is going to get buried a bit later on.
No, but you know what I mean? I see as toxic masculinity. What's toxic about Rick wanting to go back and save somebody?
He's doing the right thing. But then he almost tries to justify it by, we're getting guns as well.
No, I know this is totally random, right? But I once seen this, a video of this dog, drowning in a canal. And there's this big massive slope, right? And there's a shitload of people. And it was fucking 5 guys, right? That actually joined up by the hands, and they all lowered the one who was bottom down so he could try and rescue the dog. And all the women are just standing there watching.
You could argue that's more of a feat of strength, but I get your point. They could have done
Disagree.
something.
You could have said, the woman's lighter. Why didn't she go down the bottom?
Not true. Alright, but yeah, I get your point. They're pish.
I do think they're pish. Even when it comes to TV shows, right, I can barely... There's not many TV shows where I think women characters are in my top 5. I mean, I don't even think I could name one series. Apart from my name, but that's because the fucking main lead's a woman. But I mean, I think...
She's booked like a man.
I mean, I can barely think of a series where I would put a woman in my top 5.
Right, well, can we just get on with the episode instead of burying her? Because we're going to get to that. It gets worse.
Yeah, no, it just pisses me off that Rick's willing to, he's just back. This is the guy that's been in fucking danger. I mean, just woke up and escaped the hospital. Gets to Atlanta, gets back. I mean,
yeah, I feel like when Shane questions him, it's more about Rick's safety rather than
the safety of the group. Whereas Laurie's just doing it in a
petty way.
You're leaving us. It's like, what the fuck?
But yeah, Rick, they basically explained they've got all these guns, 700 bullets, all that stuff, and that would just benefit the group. And it's like, if you're going back for the guns, you may as well get Merle, or at least set your conscience right.
I mean,
So T-Dog, Glenn, Daryl, and Rick is the team. Shane gives Rick 4 bullets. It's like they were left in for your python. 4 bullets, 4 men. Hopefully 4 is your lucky number. They take off. Daryl beeps the horn. Beep beep.
what do you think Rick's preferred team would have been?
Probably this team. Probably would have rather Shane over Daryl, but I guess Daryl had to be there. But also,
Well, I don't think Shane was offering to go. Like, was he?
no, he wasn't. He was, but I guess he's elite group leader. He makes. But yeah, Dale puts in a wee deal. If you take my bolt cutters, I want the toolbox back. Then Jim's like, I'll throw you
Let's
one
sweeten
bell.
the deal.
Yeah, let's sweeten it. We'll take.
Just
the,
you sit down, Jim. Right?
we'll take the hose off this truck. They'll never be used again.
Hold on here. But what if Rick says no? We might need this truck. Would Dale honestly fucking take the bolt cutters back and go, well, Merle can go fuck himself? I mean, fuck your guns.
Fucking ridiculous.
But hold on here. Is a gun for a bolt cutter not a good trade? Right enough, like.
Aye.
That he's getting back? That's just like a deposit. He's getting the bolt cutters
See
back.
right now, what does Dale need bolt cutters for? You could argue he needs certain screwdrivers for shit, but in terms of bolt cutters, you don't need bolt cutters for fuck all.
I don't know.
Right, anyway, they head off to
I think
Atlanta.
Merle's in the need of bolt cutters.
Yeah, they head off to Atlanta, right? We'll get to them a bit later on. Meanwhile, we've got Shane, he's teaching Carl how to catch frogs.
Andrea and the rest of the women aren't happy about this. They say it's how come it's all the women doing the hard work around here. Well, last time I checked, right, washing some clothes ain't really hard work. Hard work would be going into the city.
But no, it gets me. This is the work they'd be doing in their house if there wasn't a zombie apocalypse. Well, the 4 fucking guys,
especially Carol.
and the 4 fucking guys are going on a rescue mission and they get guns. Now, see if they're arguing we didn't want to go back and help Merle. Why not be, alright, we'll go back, but we'll get the guns, you get Merle. Why not do that?
And
What's that? He's a fucking pish.
Let's be real, right? Shane's camp leader. Surely washing clothes is beneath him. I mean, that's how it works. There's a structure. See, if you're willing to like fight and put your life on the line and defend people, then you can't be expected to wash dishes as well, or wash clothes.
But I get it. He's more
see
like.
If Carol, what she does in like later seasons. If she was like that in season 1, I don't think she'd be washing clothes.
No.
But washing clothes is the job of if you're not doing anything else to protect the group, then.
Well, put it this way, right?
What else would they be doing?
That's what I'm
Because they're not.
Fuck off.
They're not going to risking. They're not going to. They can't hunt food. They're not like Daryl. They're not going to. They're not going to hunting squirrels. They're not going to catching fucking frogs. I mean, they're not going into the city to rescue Merle. So, like, what exactly are they doing? I mean.
They'd be sitting with their thumbs up, at least with Shane, right? I know he's kind of playing with Carl and shit and teaching him like how to catch, but he's like, it's also a form of fucking food.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? And then, we get probably not the worst, but.
Well, actually, hold on, but we missed it. The whole not allowed that log on your fire there, Ed. You know, kind of guess that leads into this. So the night before the fire, Ed throws another log onto the fire.
I didn't really get this.
It's
I get it, but it's not like he's building a fucking bonfire.
It's cold. And Shane's like, what did I tell you about keep the fire low, keep it on amber? Ed says it's cold.
The fucking red warning.
Ed tells Shane to mind his own business. Shane didn't take that too well. Walks up to Ed, confronts Ed, says, do you really want to have this conversation?
Are we led to believe if this doesn't happen, Shane doesn't batter him? Was this like the turn of the screw? Like,
do you not think it could? No. Do you think if this happens?
We think this was just a few more punches.
Maybe
the fucking log.
I think that's a few. I still think Shane would have done what he does later on, but I mean, I think that's me contributed.
Let's get to what Shane does.
Or maybe it was the wee boot before he left.
Right.
So and then Ed tells Carol to take the log off the fire. Shane stomps at the fire. Carol apologises. Ed says you don't have to. Shane says you don't have to, and he tells Carol and Sophia to enjoy their night. And I mean, I don't know. I just fucking hate Carol.
Yeah. And let's talk about our man. Yeah, they're laughing. And then Ed's like, what are you laughing at, brother? This ain't a comedy club.
He's like, get back to work. Andrea tells Ed, I don't see you doing any work. All you're doing is sitting around here and smoking and watching us. If you want some work done, then wash them yourself. She chucks some clothes at Ed. Ed chucks them back. I'd say the way Andrea threw them at Ed, it was more like here you go, catch this. Whereas Ed kind of, like, fuck you, kind of wung them at her.
Yeah, took her fucking dome off. Passing interference.
Then Carol says, no, let's not do this. Ed drags her to go away. Andrew's like, she doesn't have to go with you. I mean, doesn't Andrea see, unless Carol's willing to leave the guy, doesn't she understand that by doing this, she's just making Carol's life harder?
Yeah.
Like,
I see from both sides. She's trying to help her. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, I
gonna...
know, but as soon as they get back to the tent or whatever, so then Jackie says, "Oh, she's gonna show up with fresh bruises," and then Ed's like, maybe." She said he's gonna knock Andrew out. Doesn't care if she's like a educated fucking educated.
More educated than him.
Aye,
and it's weird. Like I mentioned as we were watching it, Ed looks about fucking 25 years younger than Carol.
Yeah, it's very weird. I tell you what, I don't think Carol's aged much. If you look at her now.
No, but I think that just sums up even my point.
Yeah. Then it's weird because it's almost like Andrea and the group are trying to pull Carol back with aim, and then Ed slaps Carol. Like, shouldn't he have been like slapping Andrea if he wanted to get her away? Like,
I know.
So he slaps Carol. The rest of them are freaking out. Shane sees us in the background. Shane's not having it.
Well, I guess we should mention the Shane and Laurie thing before he
Oh,
battles.
aye, that's true. Aye.
Yeah, so basically Laurie comes down, right, you're not playing my son anymore. Shane's like, you don't gotta take it on him. And then she's like, you don't ever talk to me. You don't talk to our son. Things are normal now. Rick's back. Fuck you.
It's like, he's my best friend. Don't you think I'm not happy about that? Shane Laurie says, don't you see the grey area here? And I think Shane's actually confused. That Shane tried to rescue Rick. Shane thought Rick was dead. Shane saved Rick's family. Why has he been made out to be a bastard?
No, but no, gets me right. She is getting on at Shane here like it's a sieve. See, before Rick showed up here. These were in a like, well, not they weren't in a very open because like it wasn't like Carl knew, but they were.
Yeah, they were sleeping together.
This ain't like this was like a thing for like a month ago, just into the apocalypse, and she ended it. And then he's acting weird about it now.
It's not even like Shane fucking willingly left Rick behind and knew he was alive and said he was dead to steal his family.
Yeah, they get it then.
I mean, that's not what happened. So, I mean, I don't get this. I mean,
and then like Laurie tries to pin all the blame on Shane when it was a 50-50 thing. Why not say to him, right, this ain't gonna work. Rick's back. Like,
yeah, she could definitely word this better. I don't see why. I don't see why she's telling Shane not to stay away from Carl. Shane's actually trying to be a good father and fuck to Carl, and
like
I know it's not his job, but like a father figure. Whereas, as much as I respect Rick for going back to get Merle, because I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, where is Rick spending time with his son? Just because I think it's very harsh on Shane here, especially the way she words it. I mean, she could have just said, "Look, we're finished." I think Shane would have fucking
understood it,
accepted that, but no.
She could have like, I have no problem if you still be like, I'm not gonna have any hard feelings, shit like
Let's
that.
go back to the way things were before.
You do what you want with Carl, but
go back to the way.
Let's not ever tell us to Rick.
Yeah, just go back to the way things were before the the outbreak. But she literally treats Shane here as if he's some sort of like murderer and that he was touching up Carl or something. I mean, what the fuck? Stay away from him as if Shane's a pedo.
And I don't think there's anyone on this planet, unless you're fucking brain dead, who can be on Laurie's side here against Shane.
Probably feminists and shit, or like. I mean,
but then again, he gets brownie points because next up he batters Ed. He keeps going. He's like team feminism.
He pulls Ed away into the sand and he starts punching him. And I mean, he punched him about 12 times.
Probably more, like.
Then a couple of kicks as well, and they're telling the women are shouting for Shane to get off. Shane eventually gets off, walks off. Carol then runs over to comfort Ed, the man that beats her up on a daily basis, and she's like crying, "I'm sorry."
I get right. I mean, I get this. People may think this is a bit excessive, right? But I bet you if Shane punches him once or twice, he'd still go back to battering Carol. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't. If he doesn't die, spoiler, he wouldn't have done anything. I don't think he would have.
Yeah, and then Shane says to him, "The next time you lay your hands on your wife, your daughter, or anyone else in this camp, I will not stop." I mean, what did Shane do wrong here? I mean, honestly, I'd love to know.
This is
looking at for the camp, and people are going to say, "Oh, he just took his."
You know what? I think anyone in the leader position or any man who actually looks out, this is the exact response you should have. I think it's cookie cutter response.
I don't.
Not a bad cookie cutter way. It just should.
Oh, Shane went too far, did he? I mean, maybe a couple of pop, but then again, come on, the fuck. I mean, he wasn't in the wrong. He could maybe argue he punched him a couple too many times.
Punched her more times in the lifetime than you know what I mean. So
last week probably he's punched her more times. Than
Shane taking out from frustration here. Back to Atlanta. We're getting to the rooftop. They've cut the bolt cutters. The music's blasting, but oh no! There's only a hand. And Merle is gone. Daryl can't believe it. We can't believe it. Very iconic image here of the hand with like the handcuff. I like this.
Yeah, you just see Merle's hand there, fucking laying at the cuff, and yeah, a wee bit of pool of blood, and that's it. Merle's no there.
Imagine he took his hand though. See if we can get it put back on. I know he's in an apocalypse, like hard to get done.
I mean, I think that'd be the least year fucking. In normal circumstances, in normal real life, if he had to do it, I think you would, because you'd be thinking, right,
If he did take his hand, I know there'd been a bit of blood. I think they'd have been like, "Fuck, where is he?" They could have maybe thought he was at.
Yeah. So
maybe. But that's where the episode ends. Good cliffhanger, but it's also a shame. It's the last we see of Merle.
Until season. Whoa, yeah, it's the last we see of Merle.
No, we need it. No, see midway through season 2, Merle flashback episode. That would have fucking. I feel like season 2 fucking. Didn't know what it was doing.
Well, you could have done it in season 3 as well.
Well, you could have done it that episode where Daryl was looking for Sophia, because that episode was shit. See, instead of flash, you could have like Daryl was imagining what happened to Merle. I mean, would that not have been good?
Yeah.
We're also in season 3, couldn't have complained. But we're here to rate the episode now. Introductions. Awful characters like Laurie. What is she fucking? And then all the women in this show are fucking shite.
If I had to rate the women in order from best to worst, oh fuck, who would I go with?
I'd probably say Andrea's the best, but that doesn't mean she's good.
She's annoying.
But I feel like she's actually the most capable, even at this point.
In terms of the least annoying, I'd say it's Amy. But she is useless, like she doesn't really do anything.
Who's the most annoying? I'd say it's Laurie by a fucking country mile.
I think it's Laurie.
Carol hasn't done anything. She just gets beat, so you can't have too much of a problem there.
Yeah, Jackie seems to have like an attitude. I do not like Jackie. There's nothing to do with race. I just don't like fucking Jackie. Even in that episode 2, I mean, what did Andrea and Jackie do in that Atlanta apart from give attitude? It was almost like they're there for a bit of equality, you know. You need to fucking
At least Jackie gave him the sewer option, but that didn't fucking pan it.
Andrea pointed a gun at Rick and blamed him for killing them all.
Yeah, they suck, but we're here to rate the episode. Fuck all happened, like.
I mean, there was. I'll give it a.
I feel like it's a 6 or a 7.
I'm giving it a 7, but it's a weak 7.
I'll give it a 6 and 6.5.
6.5 out of 10. Yeah.
I feel like Daryl's introduction was good. Rick reuniting with him, good. But I know it's the writing, right? But see what they're doing with Laurie. Are you supposed to feel the way we feel, or do you honestly think when they did that, it's like, oh, you're supposed to be justified against Shane?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how anyone could. Well, guys, let us know in the comments. Do you agree with Laurie?
Like I said when we watched it, if Shane fucking whipped out his gun here and shot her, I think it was justified.
Well, I got far like that. If he had he didn't even really seem to have an attitude. He was kind of like, I don't think this is fair. But I think he should have been.
You should have fucking barred her.
He should have fucking gave her the head.
You fucking bulldog frog to the back of the dome.
I should have gave her the head treatment.
Anyway,
that's it. 6.5 out of 10. Let us know your rating down below. We'll catch you for the next one, which I believe is called
Fatos. Yeah.
Who knows? We'll get the Mayans involved.
Arriba.
Oh, pinata, Mexican, yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.